Welcome back to another day, another episode, another week of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about, what do we got? We got Splitgate has fumbled again and failed to secure the traction following the rebrand. We're going to talk about it's called Microslop trends on social media, backlash to Microsoft's ongoing AI about Hytale. It says it's a damn miracle we're even able to salvage Hytale. Original co-founder and new owner says after years of development of Riot, it was barely playable. So we're going to talk about that as well. Oh, do we just start and we're having issues with YouTube? Fantastic. It heard the word Microslop and was like, hit him. What's going on, chat? Good morning. Let me see who's all here. What's going on, Sarge? What's going on, Altern, Eclipse, Water Bear, Jason? Good morning. Who am I missing here? Scrolling down. Just enough. What's going on? Kylo Green, what's going on? We might have to shut off the Twitch side. They still have not fixed my internet yet. What's going on, Roic? Jesse Mack, good morning. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to abandon the Twitch one until they fix. Sorry, people on Twitch. If you're over on Twitch, come on over to YouTube. I don't want to sacrifice the mainstream for the side one right now. So we're gonna close that down, and then it'll just be on YouTube. See if that levels out here. Is it reload good? I hope so. All right. Over on my side, it says it's not receiving enough video. So, actually, you know what? He told me the next time that happens to run a speed test. Hold on. He said run a speed test on your device and see what happens. Not on the hardwire, but oh no, I'm getting really good. I don't understand. Yeah. The upload's getting hit. Good morning, Winter Rose. All right. Sarge says, hey, bro, still big sale on Xbox Store. Yeah, till the 13th or something like that. 17th, 13th, something like that. They're also doing sales for the Xbox systems in the stores. They're giving like a $50 discount. A $50 discount, guys. Even though they raised it $150. They're giving a $50 discount. Fantastic. How was everyone's weekend? Everyone's weekend good? Kyle says, I'm getting fiber installed by Frontier tomorrow and ditching Comcast. Hope I don't regret it. But a 2 gig and a half of the price of my current bill. So supposedly, Kylo, we're going to be basically the same plan that I have now, right? What's it called? Spectrum is upgrading. So they're doing fiber, right? They're calling it fiber. So the same plan that I pay for now is going to get me an actual. The guy that was here last week said either 600 because we get 600 down now. He said either 600 down, 600 up, or they're going to move us up to the 1,000 down, 1,000 up. And I was like, sure, I'll believe it when I see it. Hopefully it happens. Sarge says Black Ops 7 and Crapfield 6, 30% off. Are you excited? There was more than that, though. I could have sworn they were doing 40% for Battlefield 6. I did it in Discord this weekend. I could have sworn I posted it there. Hold on. Was it 30%? I thought it was 40. Battlefield 6. Yeah, 40%. Right here. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 players can grab Battlefield 6 at its lowest price, over 40% off to start the new year. Right? And it's a 43% drop. 43% drop. Now, I actually looked it up. I looked it up to see when the last sale was of each of the Battlefields. And every Battlefield game has gone on sale pretty fast after launch. Well, I say pretty fast, but Battlefield 3 was like 6 months. Battlefield 4, like a big sale, right? They do like a 10% sale usually right after. I went back in history, looked at what Battlefield 3, 4, 1, 5, 2042, and now 6. This is the fastest besides 2042. 2042 went on sale, massive discount 1 month after it came out. So Battlefield 6, 3 months after it came out, has gone for 40% discount. So, yeah. So Battlefield 6 doing fantastic, but yet it's on sale 40%. And we all know when things go on sale for 40%, it means they're not moving. They want more people to play because their thing was they wanted, 100 million people playing this game? 100 million people. You could put it free to play, like RedSec, and you're not getting 100 million people. Robic says, I've been sick all weekend. Oh, I hope you get better, man. You currently get 1 gig, so I actually even see like 1,700, 1,800. I'll be fine with that. All right, let's start off with Splitgate. If you guys are new here, if you've been watching some of our shorts that we've been putting up, we're going to be trying to do that every single day with our videos. That's my goal this year, to grow the channel a little bit. Shorts don't really, make a lot of money on YouTube, but they do get views, and those views might come over to the live shows from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We also use the TTS monster, so you can also, even though we bring up people's on screen and I chat with you guys, if you guys want to basically jump the line and want to chat with me, you can pay towards that for the TTS. Appreciate that as well. All right, so Splitgate has fumbled again and failed to secure any traction following rebrand. We talked about Splitgate this last year, 2025, when they came out and said, we're trying to make Call of Duty great again, FPS great again, or whatever. And we talked about them before that when they had Splitgate 1, and they were getting massive amount of people playing Splitgate 1, and then they abandoned Splitgate 1 because they were chasing the money. They wanted to make a battle royale. They wanted to make it whatever. They wanted to switch engines. And I said, what a bad choice. They were just college kids, made a game, trying to make FPSs great again, and then they basically just made the same thing over again, which is greedy corporations trying to do something where they were charging $80 for portals and skins and different things. So here we are. January 2nd, this comes from Insiding Gaming, says Splitgate has fumbled again and failed to secure any traction following the rebrand. Splitgate has had a rough couple of years. They put this on themselves, by the way. Okay, they wouldn't have rough couple of years if they just focused on Splitgate 1, what they were making, lots and lots of players, right? Actually, before we even start the article, I want to go in Splitgate. Splitgate. I don't want Steam charts for 2. I want 1. Just Splitgate Steam charts. Splitgate original Steam charts. Let's see. Oh, is it not? Okay, here it goes. All right, so 4 years ago, 67,724. That's Splitgate, right? We have 23 people playing it now, right? They've burned everybody else because nobody else wants to go play the other one, right? But now let's go to Splitgate 2. All right, now we go to Splitgate 2. That's alpha. Do we not have... What are they? They have a third one, and they have a rebrand. Let's see what the rebrand's doing. Okay, all-time peak, 25,000. That was at March of last year when they came out and then bombed. And then here we are, January of 2026. They have 481 people. So now let's go to the article. Splitgate has had a rough couple of years, from the support ending on more successful first title and the second game launching amidst a wave of controversies and the problems of 1047 games, and the portal toting shooter began very early on. Following a catastrophic downfall, the team relaunched Splitgate 2 under a new identity, but that too was proven to be a failure. That was also once dubbed the game that would also make FPS great again, and then also been reduced to a title on life support. Only a few hundred people are playing on the platform. Nobody is interested in watching one game of streaming sites, and sentiments of a lower than ever. Okay, Splitgate Arena Reloaded is collapsing. Here it is. This is the rebrand of Splitgate 2. So Splitgate 2, right? Then there's Splitgate 2 rebrand, and they're both failing miserably. Here it is. This is the rebrand. The rebrand came out, and it didn't even, like, you know what I call speed bump, that little speed bump that we have? This is it right here. This is the definition of that speed bump. You're going 90 miles an hour, and then you just, and it just goes right back. It just goes right back to where it was. This is devastating. Devastating for someone, right? So on December 17th, Games released Splitgate Arena Reloaded, a rebrand Splitgate 2, which was also initially released in June to disappointing reception and several demanding scandals. In July, Splitgate 2 was pulled back to beta as players' count imploded, and the game's creator backed marketing campaigns and criticized insanely expensive microtransactions surfaced. The 2 rounds of layoffs were held in just 6 weeks. Following a series of tests, 1047 Games revealed that Splitgate 2 would be overhauled with a fresh identity, becoming known as Splitgate Arena Reloaded. The relaunch of the game pulled a few thousand players best on some platforms, but any traction was also secured has already displayed it. Right? It's impossible to know how well the game is doing on console platform, but we can also extrapolate based on the data that we do have. On Steam, Splitgate Arena Reloaded just hit 2,297 players on December 17th when the rebrand hit. At the same time of publishing, only 390 players were exploring Splitgate Arena Reloaded on Steam. Right? Oof. Man. That's Splitgate. Right? These are the fans they had, and they got rid of them. While some of their more recent reviews stress positively about the changes applied to the game, the underlying concept is one of too little, too late. Additionally, the game boasted a viewer count of 134 users on Twitch at the same time of writing. That's mighty come down from the all-time of 138,000 views. Put simply, nobody is interested in watching or playing Splitgate Arena Reloaded. Right? Do you think Splitgate downfall was always inevitable, or do you still have hopes for the game? No, I've talked about this. You can go back on this channel and go back to what Splitgate was doing when they left their successful game at the time to chase the money, to try to make Splitgate a better game than it was. It was already good, right? Make a game, sell a game, but they didn't do that. They made a game, stopped making that game, decided to change the engine, move on over to Splitgate 2, try to make it something completely different, add a battle royale, change up the whole entire what their strategy was, made $80 microtransactions, portals. They said that the guy that they hired from Call of Duty was a mistake or whatever. So many problems. But what they'll all break it down to is him on stage with a hat that said, "Make FPS great again," right? Which is just ridiculous. Not the hat. Blaming the hat. Blaming him on stage saying, "I want to make FPS great again." Splitgate 1 would have been fantastic if they just finished the game. But they basically bit the hand that was feeding them, which was the fans of Splitgate 1, abandoned them, and then moved over. Then they said they were going to close Splitgate 1 down, and then they chose not to afterwards, right? They don't know what they're doing. They saw other things that are happening. They're young people that were trying to make a game, sell a game, and they got caught up in look how much money other games are making. This is my opinion, by the way, right? And then they decided to chase that trend. We can make millions and millions of dollars instead of just making the game and then letting it grow organically, okay, which they had, right? What you see happen all the time with these independent games that come out, they grow organically, but they try to chase the money, and this is what they're doing now. This game is done. I said it was done when they abandoned Splitgate 1. I said it was done when they came out, and they said they were going to change it and go back to beta. Writing on the wall, this game is done. There's so many other games coming out. It's a conveyor belt, man. once you grab that one game that you're playing, you're not going to go back to other ones unless it was memorable. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat what you guys think about Splitgate. Can they come back? Right? I mean, obviously, we joke and say, like, this is another Concord or something like that because that's just a failure of a game. So people clarify that to other failure games. Right? Obviously, this is actually, I want to say this is actually worse. Right? This is actually worse because the all-time peak here is 25,000, but the all-time peak really is 2,261 when the arena came out. Okay, because this is not arena. Right, this is when it came out, the relaunch, 2,261. What did Concord get? It's better than Concord, so it's not really a Concord. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. Altern says 40%, that feels like 30%. Because games now cost $70. Roic says, man, they really messed up with Splitgate. They abandoned Splitgate. They abandoned the game that was working for them for the Battle Royale. Chasing the trends. There's really no difference on what Splitgate is doing and what Battlefield's doing. They're all chasing the trend. Altern says, Tim the Tatman was so happy to have another Battle Royale to play. You know what's funny, Altern? I went actually back to look at his channel, and he has not touched Red Sec since the 2 days it came out. He played the day 1, day 2, never went back. Remember, this is the man that said, can we just have a Battle Royale? And yet, he's not even playing it. He's been playing Marvel Rivals, and he's been playing Arc Raiders. Right? Now, cool, you could do that, but this is the guy who planted his flag in the ground and said, can't we just have this? Can't we have a Battle Royale? And then he's not even playing it. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know who's also not playing? The people that like Battlefield. Splitgate 1 is not offline, private lobbies only. No, but they said they were going to take it down. They changed their mind after the fact. Right? They were literally going to take it down. And then they decided that they were going to, oh, no, we're going to keep it up, but private servers, right? They were going to wipe it completely off because they thought in their head, if we get rid of Splitgate 1, all those players are going to move from Splitgate 1 to move over to Splitgate 2. And they're like, oh, no, we shouldn't do that because people are still liking Splitgate 1. Kylo says, should see the skate game player count. It's dying off too. Oh, let me see. Let me see what that is. Skate Steam charts. It's just called Skate, right? Oh my God. What? I mean, you know what? No, it's sad, Kylo. This is not as bad as Battlefield. This is not as bad as Battlefield. Right? They went from 134,000 to 2,000. Battlefield went from 700,000 to like 180,000. Maybe percentage-wise, right? But holy Christ. I mean, it was fun when I played it. We didn't even skate. We just jumped off buildings the entire time. You know? Ray says the Splitgate hype was there and Halo was out. Halo was out of the way this time. No excuses. They literally sabotaged their own game. Splitgate did the exact same thing Multiverses did, which the Crucible did. Right? Like, you take these scenarios, you take what Multiverses did, you take what Splitgate did, you take what the other game Crucible did, and you put those together, and any other company coming out, don't do what they did. Learn from other people's mistakes so you don't have to make those mistakes. Waterbear says, when it's also being greedy in your downfall, what a sad life story. Yeah, remember the time we made a game that was so many people were playing it, we were making millions of dollars, and then we decided to try to capitalize on that and make more people pay more money for the same game, but rebranded? What's going on, Mo? Yeah, they try to blame their greed on some Call of Duty dev. Yeah, that they hired. We didn't. They actually said we didn't know the prices of the microtransactions. What are you talking about? You're the CEO. Give me a second, chat. My son wants some. We went to St. Augustine yesterday, and we're gonna have to cut this. Maybe I can get it. We went to get some taffy. It's really good. It's so good that we can't open it. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's see. Kyle says they really sad. They still playing Skate all the time, but is it ass? I just like Skate too much. It's relaxing to me. Yeah, no, and it's free to play. Remember, they chose to make it free to play. They chose to do stuff like that. They're all chasing the one all be all of battle passes, season passes, microtransactions. Jesse says, Tim's supposed to play Battlefield 6 RedSec 1 million tournament to EA. Said he was delaying due to big bug move back to other date until they fix it. Yeah. Well, of course he'll play for when it's for cash, right? But he was defending it. Can't we just have something, right? He wanted that battle royale so bad. Altern says at least Skate didn't take 5 studios to make. That's true. Very true, Altern. I've been playing Outer Worlds 2 over the weekend. I'm actually really enjoying it. Everyone says they liked it. Everyone that's played it that I know personally, on stream, off stream, like friends playing it and stuff like that, they've actually said it's really good. It's regular taffy. Actually, I don't. No, it's regular taffy. It's regular taffy. It's not saltwater taffy. It's a place. It's a place in St. Augustine, off like the main strip. How do you expect people to buy things in the Skate when they all purchasable items are either horrible or just cringy? Yeah, because you actually have to make people make cool things, right? They have to hire people then. Just Enough says little Splitgate niche is sticking with it. But they're also good noobs just leave. Well, here's the thing. If you have, 25 people that are mastering the game, okay, 20, what were they? 25 for Splitgate? We'll go back to Splitgate Steam charts. Right? If you go back to Splitgate original, you have 43 peak. So you have 43 people. We're down to 19. 43 peak players. And then if a new person comes in and is like, hey, I want to try this, and they get murdered, they're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going back to that game. I'll go play something else. So we're saying Tim the Tap Man isn't even playing Battlefield 6 after crying his ass off about Battle Royale. Yeah, he hasn't touched it. Since it came out, he played it day 1, day 2, probably sponsored streams, right? And then never touched it again, at least on stream. But please, can't we just have this one? Right, you can tell it's a lot of AI generated. Oh, on EA? I wouldn't be surprised if Skate was a big test project to see what it is. Ray asks, anyone try Zorin OS? Now my laptops run great, and they also search bars instantaneous. It's like Windows XP days again. 30, replace the P and the 1 and the H in Splitgate, and that's the new game of the games. Wait. Replace the P and the L. Oh, P and the 1 and the H in Splitgate. Okay, P and the 1 and the H. Oh, for God's sakes. Do you believe that they're also getting January Game Pass lineup today? I didn't know that was a thing, so I have no idea. I know you're asking Mo. It definitely is a good way to put it. It's a test to see what they can get away with. 100%. 100%. Like, think about why you would take one of the best skate games ever. Skate 1, or Skate 2, right? Skate 3. Great franchise. And they're like, you know what? Let's take Skate and make it a free-to-play game. It's like, why? Why? The amount of money that goes into these games. I saw something unrelated, but related now because of right? I saw something about the head of Sucker Punch is leaving, right? Or I don't know if he got fired or he left. I didn't really read the article. I just saw it on Twitter, right? It was like a couple days ago. And I was like, why would the guy from Sucker Punch, from Ghost of Yotei and Ghost of Tsushima leave when the games were successful, right? And I know a lot of people like Ghost of Yotei, right? And this goes back to the other conversation we have when someone likes a game and we say it's not successful or it is successful. Right? Everyone's like, well, I liked it. It's a good game. It might be a great game, right? As my clip that I said last week about Andor is one of the best Star Wars shows out there, but nobody watched it, right? Cinematography is great. Writing's great. Just nobody watched it. So going with price, right? Every sequel goes up about 20%. That's just the rule of thumb. I'm not saying that Yotei cost 20 million or 20% more. I'm just saying rule of thumb. So if Ghost of Tsushima sold, 5 million, 7 million units, whatever it is, in total is like 11 million units, and it cost them $60 million. Because I remember we talked about that. Ghost of Tsushima cost around $50 to $60 million. Okay. If Yotei comes out, it's probably not going to cost the same amount of money. Yeah, they probably used assets and stuff like that, but it's probably a 15 to 20% increase, which would take that from 60 million to about 70, 74, 75 million dollars. Okay. And then it sold less, right? It sold less. So maybe it made money, but it hasn't gone over, or it broke even, but it hasn't gone over yet. Maybe it made its money back for the budget, but didn't make its money back with the budget with the marketing. Okay. So now let's go back to Skate real fast. Okay. Skate probably cost less than $10 million to make the first one originally back in the day. Made a crap ton of money, profitable because the budget was low. Skate 2 comes out. They probably raised it up 20%, and that sold and made a boatload of money. Skate 3 came out, but now they're looking at it going, well, if we make Skate 4, or we make, how much money do we need to make a profit? And they said, oh, we can't do it. So let's give it out for free. We'll subsidize it, okay? And we'll just monetize what it is, right? And they're going to lose money because a free-to-play game has to have millions and millions and millions of people playing just so you can get the 10%ers to come in and spend money to counter everybody else that's not spending money, right? Kyle says also that they found a new big Easter egg in Red Dead 2. 7 years later, it's been also in the game since day one, and it's just been found. Mo says, no idea if it's not this week or sure next week, but I also think the Direct will be next week. Yeah, I think it'll be next like Tuesday or Wednesday if you're talking about the Direct that they said they were going to do before the year ended. Kyle said also it's also confirmed NVIDIA is bringing back the 3060 due to the RAM shortage. It's really going backwards. Amazing. Amazing. Eclipse says, we knew that the company was he's going to make his own company. I guarantee it. But why? Doesn't he like working there? I mean, obviously, he's probably bored of making the same thing. He wants to do something different. Jesse Max says, 30. You ever heard of Star Wars Genesis replace Starfield into the different Star Wars universe? It looks sick, mod. Yeah, Jesse. We actually talked about it. I actually showed it like months and months ago. We watched a video. I think it was by ESO. ESO showed it off. And I've talked about it in Discord and stuff like that. Yeah, I know about the Genesis one. Krebsy says, Twitch Stats says, the last time Tim played Battlefield 6 was October 15th. He played it on the day of RedSec came out, Krebsy. I mean, I can literally, here, we'll go to his channel. Because RedSec came out on October 30th.
Morning, even afternoon, we got...
I'll bring it up for you guys. All right. He's got Marvel, Arc Raiders. Battlefield 6 is 2 months ago. Battlefield is officially back. Is the last one, I believe, that he played. Or here it is. Warzone Killer. This is RedSec, I think. Yeah, this is RedSec. But it says 1 month ago.
Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, man.
But this is on November 8th. November 8th is the last time he had a video. Now, obviously, he could have posted it afterwards or whatever, but this is the last time on his channel he played RedSec. Everything after that is, yeah, here you go. 2 times. 1, 2, which was day 1, which is October 30th. Isn't that when it came out? And then everything else has been Arc Raiders and Marvel Rivals. Now, again, I know he's got multiple channels and whatnot, but he was playing Battlefield 6 like nonstop. Let's see, Battlefield 6 full playlist. Best BR in 2025.
Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. This BR that Battlefield made truly is just cinema. Now, I understand I've been very addicted to Arc Raiders, I'm sure like a lot of people out there, but I gotta say, this BR that Battlefield made is very well done. Even to the extent of me wanting to dive back in and keep playing, even with Arc Raiders being out. I'm gonna use this video as a little bit of a pulse check with the Battlefield BR and see, do y'all wanna see more content in the Battlefield BR like this? Obviously, Arc Raiders has been sweeping gaming, but I gotta tell you, there's a part of me that really wants to dive back into this BR. Short and simple, if y'all want more Battlefield BR content, do me a couple things. Hit the like and hit the sub. It's going to tell us, especially on this video, that yes, Arc Raiders.
Now, obviously, I understand he's a streamer. I understand that this is what brings in the money, so he's doing Arc Raiders. I just love the fact that he said that Battlefield, can we have this Battle Royale? And he's played it twice, 3 times. So what is that, once a month? Once a month? Sony gaining more control over Sucker Punch. He left is in my theory. Even Bill Gates is angry at Satya. They updated the mod now. For which one, Jesse? You talking about Genesis? How do these people watch this guy regularly? I watch his clips every once in a while. He's very entertaining, Kylo. But when you take him in short bursts and stuff like that, I mean, I would say the same thing what people say to me, like, how do you watch this person? You know what I mean? I'm not judging Tim on how he streams. I just think it's funny that he set a stance of, this is the greatest Battlefield, or the Battlefield's the greatest it's ever been. We need this battle royale. Can't we just have this one? And then yet, obviously, not many people are playing it. At least in the streaming space. Arc Raiders is killing it. Almost hit their concurrent player peak yesterday. Yeah, Arc Raiders is insane. Insane when it comes to... You look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Again, we're only on Steam, right? So we don't really know about console or whatnot. But you don't see this. This is insane. To see the consistency, okay, of a game over 2 months, and they're constantly hitting around their 400,000. It was like 380,000, right? 439, 386. The lowest it's gone at its peak is right here, 330,000. Right? Now look at something like Battlefield, where Battlefield has lost completely everything. It drops below 100,000. Right? Below 100,000 for Battlefield 6. I mean, look at this. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense that everyone keeps saying that this is the greatest Battlefield ever. Like, make it make sense. Now, obviously, it still has 124,000 people playing a 24-hour peak, but 40% off discount, less than 100,000 people playing right now. Krabby says, I just learned that Battlefield Red Sec has its own category in Twitch stats. It says last stream was December 10th. Water says it's so good he doesn't want to ruin it by playing it. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Aku says 30 Swag got banned while playing Battlefield Red Sec for cheating. Like, isn't that the guy who said that Battlefield needs to be more like COD? That guy? I don't really know. Too much energy for me. Too much energy. Hey, but Battlefield needed a battle royale to stay competitive, right? Right? No, it did not. I thought the seasonal changes, Waterbear says, I thought the seasonal changes would kill it. It appears that people like the moments, what happened, and wait to be a part of that. Kyle says, I'm really interested in seeing the Arc Raiders boom actually helps Marathon. I could see a lot of people being interested in giving it a shot, but basically sticking around, I don't see it. I don't see... I see people, maybe I'll think of it this way, Kylo. I can see people that are Destiny fans that don't want to play Arc Raiders, right? They're like, I don't want to play Arc Raiders. I'm waiting for Marathon. Maybe they make Marathon popular. I don't see the people... I'm saying the general public. I'm not talking about streamers. Streamers are going to go to Marathon because that's what they do, right? But then they'll come back. The general public that's playing Arc Raiders right now, I don't see them dropping this to go play another extraction just so they can juggle two. Do you know what I mean? They're going to look at this and go, I'm staying here. They're not going to go there. It'll be very interesting to see what happens when Marathon comes out. If it's working in order when it comes out, by the way. Just Enough says Arc is killing everything. Burnt Peanut and his crew definitely helped those numbers as well. They should make him into the skin, something that you can get. They'd probably make him like a keychain or something. You put on the back of your backpack or something. You know what I mean? Who knows? Yeah, he's one of that says that it's all about the clickbait. That's what he needs. He needs the clips. Marathon looks like a coloring book, so maybe it's for the kids. Maybe. Yeah. I see Marathon having a solid player base. Nowhere near Arc. Solid player base. I don't know. Bungie has literally created Halo, left Halo to go make Destiny. The Destiny fans that loved Halo PvE, that loved Destiny PvE, that loved PvE and Destiny 2, now that crew that's been waiting for the stories and stuff is now going to move to Marathon. I don't know, man. Unless they have the same type of aggressive skill-based matchmaking that they have inside of Marathon as they do in Arc Raiders, where people that want to play PvE can just go play PvE and PvP can go play PvP or whatever. If they don't have the same type of scenario as that, I don't see it being very popular. I think a lot more people that like Bungie games are PvEers. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Another $40 I have to spend for the same game. I'm good. Right. What number is solid? I mean, I could see them making let me see. Let's go. Let me go back to. Let's go to Arc Raiders. What's another extraction game? Hunt Showdown. And then we have Tarkov. Oh, but you can't look up Tarkov, right? Is Tarkov on? Okay, here. We'll bring up these. We'll bring up these three games. Okay, we'll bring up these three games. You're asking what are solid numbers, right? So Tarkov, again, this is a game that's been out for years and years and years, but it just came to Steam, right? I understand they have their own thing, but they're at 47,800, 24-hour peak 33, right? Hunt Showdown, been out for 17 months on Steam, 60,000, 29,575, and then you got Arc Raiders, which is just, right, 481,000. This is not the number that you would compare Marathon to. This is astronomical. This is breaking records of whatever it is on Steam, right? It's just nuts. I would say that because Escape or Tarkov is new on Steam, because Hunt Showdown is pretty new on Steam, I would say it would be above this for peak, but way below this. I don't think Marathon gets anywhere near a 481,000. I'll say like 100,000, 120,000, maybe for Marathon for the peak. And then it quickly drops to around between this and this, between 47,000 and 60,000 for an average, not the peak, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Marathon's peak will be like 100, 120,000 peak, and then it just drops and maintains around 60,000 for a month or so, and then it just kind of stays there. Because look, 24-hour peak, 29,000, 23,000 people playing, 33,000, 30,000 players, right? Arc Raiders, obviously big difference. But I don't think it hits these numbers. I don't think it does. This is new. This is fresh. Marathon, you're betraying people that liked Marathon in the past. You're betraying people that wanted Destiny 3. You know what I'm saying? People are still mad about the art Raiders, where they stole art from the, even though it's done and finished. People are upset with that. People just don't like Bungie anymore. So I don't know, man, but I do believe they get over 100,000. Titan says Marathon should be free for PlayStation Plus if Sony really wanted to succeed. No, I understand, Kylo, that Tarkov is on its own launcher, but it's new on Steam. Like, you can play it on Steam now. The fact that they said the aliens don't matter in this Marathon universe is that the hell the aliens were a big part of that universe. Marathon won't even see the all-time peak of Tarkov. Well, to Tarkov, that peak on Steam is different than the all-time peak. Jesse Max says, are you going to try Deadpool next Friday for Marvel Rivals? Yeah, off stream, because I don't stream on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know what a number is solid, just enough of a good player base that you ain't sitting around in a queue forever, not seeing the same people. I mean, you need a lot of people. How many people are in the Marathon servers? Do they say it? Is it like Arc where it's like 18? Is it more than that? Is it less than that? Kyle says launch weekend on Steam. I can see 150,000, maintains 50,000, and that's being generous. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I said 120,000. Altern says if they announce a PV only mode, maybe it goes more than that. But as of right now, it might get Hunt Showdown number or less due to people boycott for stolen art. Yeah, agreed. Kyle says people will play one game and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going back to Arc Raiders. I don't know how many people are going to spend $40 to try it one time and then go back. Games launch month within 3 months away. And we still don't know the day in March when it launches. Yeah. All right. We're going from Splitgate to Microslop. Microslop. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. You can also use the TTS if you'd like to say something in chat before I even click on your name, because I might not click on your name. But I'm pretty good at clicking and bringing people's names up on screen and having conversations with you. Microslop. Trends on social media, backlash to Microsoft's ongoing AI obsession continues. So Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, I have really bad problems saying his name for some reason. AI heavy blog post to close out 2025, leading to widespread mockery of the brand new mockery of the big M. It's Microslop. Okay. A couple of days ago, Nadella penned a short note of his hopes of artificial intelligence going in 2026. As you know, Microsoft is very much all in on AI and Azure, providing a significant chunk of the backbone of OpenAI's ChatGPT. Microsoft has been baking its ChatGPT-powered Copilot app into virtually every product it has, whether you like it or not. The brute force of it, which Microsoft is introducing these products, has led to unrelating backlash on social media. And Nadella's latest comments reignite the commentary in a big way. In the price, Nadella said that he hoped the society would move from a question of slop for AI, emphasizing that the technology of gain acceptance, it needs to move beyond spectacle. Here's the problem. I think a lot of people don't know what the slop means. Okay? The slop is, yes, can there be good AI? Yeah, there's a lot of good AI out there that you would love, especially in the Star Wars universe right now. There's people making Star Wars content using AI and doing like side stories and whatnot, and it's pretty damn good. So as a fan of like your favorite franchise, I don't know if it's like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, whatever it is, AI is good. There's some AI out there that you can't even tell that's AI, right? We're not saying it's slop, but we're saying slop. When we say slop, AI slop, it's when it's not being used in the masses and the people it's taking jobs away that are artists, okay, that are working for these companies and they're being replaced. And then there's errors. Hence why Battlefield's under scrutiny, because they made AI stuff in the game and it's not good. It's slop. Okay, where if a person was actually doing it, you would hope that they would see the errors and issues and fix these things because people are paying money for these things. So, but these companies want to use AI to make the money, but they don't care if it's good or not. They just want to throw it out there, right? And then you go look at someone that's doing it for free, like making Star Wars fan films, and that's free. You're just watching that. They can't monetize it or anything. Like, otherwise, they'd be sued to oblivion, okay? But yet they're doing it, and it's better than people that are paying stuff, right? So it's not all AI is slop, but the slop part of AI is replacing humans to deliver slop AI for money, okay? So indeed, the vast majority of AI usage is mainstream continuously right now revolves around misinformation, dumb memes, and at worst, illegal abuse. AI's Gronk is currently being investigated by various authorities for allowing sexualized AI images of children, or OpenAI or ChatGPT is being sued for potentially causing a dreadful murder-suicide. But hey, at least we can generate cat memes and more quickly than you can also previously. Yesterday, I got an update. I know it's been out for a couple weeks or whatever, but I got an update where now there's a separate app on your phone for YouTube, okay? And it's literally as simple as this, okay? There's an AI program now. It's called YouTube Create. Let me move this to the side for you, right? It's called YouTube Create, okay? And on YouTube Create, you could just create project, edit with AI, or generate a video. So look, I'm going to click this video button here, and now it says put something in there. All right. So let's have fun with this, right, chat? Here, squirrel wearing sunglasses riding skateboard in a skate park. Okay, this is an example they're giving me here. I'm going to generate this. Okay, I'm going to generate this, and as I generate it, it's making it right now. Okay, this is how easy it is to make AI slop. So there it is, right? There's the 4 pictures of a squirrel skateboarding in a skate park. Now the crazy part is I can just click on which one, 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? It'll be one in the upper left-hand corner, right? Or your right, I guess, or my left. Okay. From the top, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just put it in chat which one you want to see turned into a video. Okay, chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You let me know, and then I'll click the button and I'll make it into a video instantaneously. Okay. This is how crazy it is that anybody with a cell phone, which is basically every person on planet Earth, can now download an app, put a thing in, click a button, turn a picture into a video, and then you can post that on YouTube and you can start whatever. Okay? That is AI slop. That is lots of slop just being put out there so people just start watching things, you start just scrolling, all right? That's what it is. Right? As you guys are picking 1, 2, 3, or 4, okay? Indeed, the vast majority, like I said, okay, as such, it certainly doesn't seem like society at a large is ready to accept AI as Microsoft Hytale hopes. Microslop began trending on X yesterday in a wake of coverage on the topic. Okay? The Ackman says, I hereby referring to Microsoft as Microslop for the rest of 2026. Amazing. Okay? Amazing. Various use across Instagram, Reddit, X, Facebook, and beyond criticize Satya Nadella approach the artificial intelligence as a public male content was also technological continues to expose deep gulfs between big tech hopes and what individual consumers actually want. The word of the day was Microslop, which trended hard across X and other platforms. Okay. It says Microslop. Right? That's Jade Law, Tom Warren. Microslop is now trending on here. Okay? Everyone's just going with it. Proponents of artificial intelligence, such as OpenAI's Sam Altman, have claimed for years that AI will be able to cure cancer, solve interstellar propulsion, and have humanity from a drudgery of 9 to 5. None of this is positive outcomes have or likely ever will come true. What presently happening in the AI is rapidly dispersing entry-level jobs, predicting to create unprecedented wave of youth and higher unemployment. Many economics think that OpenAI's circular purchases commits could blow up in their faces, creating an economic black hole the taxpayers will likely have to fill. AI is also contributing to an absurd shortage of DRAM, And ultimately, as also demands of computing begins pricing consumers out of basic tech. All right, so you guys are not choosing, so I'm just going to choose one, okay? I'm going to just click this one over here. And it says, do you want to create video? And I'm going to create video. And as I create the video, you can see it thinking here, and I'll show it to you when it's all done, okay? But that is what's happening, right? Faster and faster. And we've had conversations about this on the stream, okay? Where exponentially it's going to get faster. Because if one person was putting data in, that's only one person. But now there's millions of people using the phones, the computers, okay? And giving all this information. And now YouTube is literally made, okay? YouTube is literally made where now you can just create videos, AI videos, everybody, for free, right on the platform, okay? With a new app, separate app than this. But you could post this, right? You can post this to the actual YouTube. So anybody right now that doesn't even have a YouTube channel can make a squirrel at a skate park, and you could put this on the internet, okay? And you can just keep doing this, and you could piece these together, and you can make a video or whatever, right? It's insane, and it's that fast. So it says, for stakeholders and positively are widely expected to resolve around the automating for directly a benefit of Wall Street. Indeed, AI hasn't delivered any tangible benefits for society, whether Satya Nadella, Altman, or others like it or not. What AI has become is a focal point of everything wrong with the economic system, absurd glut of power and big tech, and now enjoys activity and internationally shape of our daily lives, or for the worst. Okay. As such, Backlash is deservedly continued for Microslop in its name. So there you go. But Microsoft is not the only one in the game that's doing this. There's plenty of other people that are doing this. Much bigger companies, even though Microsoft is one of the biggest companies, but much bigger companies in the AI space that are going to surpass, so many companies so fast. It's going to be insane. Just so you can get a squirrel on a skateboard in a skate park. Okay? This is what we're calling AI slop. But here's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. Oh, give me 1 second. All right, so Microslop, Titan has also been caught before COD, previous BF game. It's also a serial cheater. My phone has it where I can do it automatically now. I took a screenshot of Amazon listing a made it change price, and it looks just like Amazon's listing with a different price. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how fast it's doing stuff. Aku says, 30, so what do we call AI written articles made by some of these idiots? AI slop. It's AI slop, though. Even if you like the writer or not, it's not being written by a human anymore. Do you know what I mean? And they try to pass it off as real. When was Windows File Explorer able to find a file for you? It's got to be like 30 years, isn't it? Ray says, Google's working on AI right now, but it doesn't destroy Android. It doesn't have to destroy it. But you understand, like, the more, there's going to be a point. We had a video, was it last week that we watched? Talking about movies and how, basically, I made a squirrel on a skateboard in a skate park, okay? So let's say 1 million people make a squirrel on a skateboard in a skate park. And then I'm typing in a squirrel, and it's searching the web, and it starts to bring back squirrels with sunglasses on them, right? Like, it's making copies of copies that it's made, where information was inputted by humans in the past because these were like facts that we put up on the actual web. And then other people put fake stuff, but people double check that and whatnot. Now we're getting in an abundance of fake facts, fake information, and it's overtaking the real information. Best example. Let me show you this. This is great. This is great, and this is not even AI, but this is going to show you. I'm gonna show you what AI can cause in the same manner. And what I'm showing you here is not going to even be AI. Okay, this is how misinformation goes around and then changes the complete thing. Let me see if I can find. It's not on this account. I gotta go to my other account real fast. Let me send this to you guys. Let me bring this up, right? Sarge sent me this, and I laughed my ass off, right? Because this is where I actually sent it to Sarge. This is absolutely like ridiculous. Okay. Let me switch and go. I'm gonna put this in Discord. I'm gonna throw it into the Discord so you guys can see it. And then I'll post it on here as well. Okay, I'm gonna share on the Discord because it's just stupid. It's so stupid. Can I not put this in Discord? Okay, there it is. Discord. I'm gonna put this in general chat, and then I'll bring it up on stream here for you guys. Okay, this is the most idiotic thing. This came across my stream the other day. Now, again, this is not AI, okay? So Asmongold is watching a video, and it says media in a nutshell. Now, this is a true video, but turn it completely upside down because this is real, but people believe it's real. So now just take this and pretend this was AI, but it's not AI. But here we go.
Nutshell, the hole we dug on Saturday.
Okay, just so you guys understand what's happening here, right? Two guys are digging a hole on the beach, right? Seems pretty simple. Two guys digging a hole on the beach. And that was 2 years ago.
Thanks, Bernard. Now, finally, for now, mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
It's a huge, mysterious crater.
A huge, mysterious crater that they think a asteroid or a meteor came out of the sky and crashed on the beach of Dublin. Okay? Nobody knows what it is. I've said examples of this in the past where if we all got erased and someone came to Earth and found a Harry Potter book, that all of a sudden that would be the new Bible because they would think that we were wizards on the planet. Okay. So these people dug a hole 2 years ago. This person came across it and thought it was some ancient meteor that came out of the sky.
It looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach.
Oh no!
Astrophysics enthusiast Dave
Who
Kennedy
does this?
Yesterday, and he's
Jesus Christ!
Now he's holding a rock in his hand. By the way, he's holding a rock in his hand and says, "This is the rock that was in there that created the crevice."
But heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been.
Dave Kennedy, you're full of shit. You're full of shit, and you're full of shit. And when it did this,
and it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon.
Now there's people on the beach going, "Oh, what's that? What's that? This is the thing that came to the ground, and this is the actual thing." So now they're taking pictures.
Oh my God.
With the rock that they think is from outer space. Do we truly believe that people that watch AI are not going to believe what they're watching? Truly. Right? So, like, if we think for 1 second that AI slop is not going to be as bad as this, and this is a real hole. in a real beach in Dublin, and everyone thinks that this is a meteor because someone said it was, is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me.
Missing is
The hole enthusiast versus the crater enthusiast. Yeah. A guy that liked digging a hole and a person that thinks the meteor that it hit the ground. Believe it or not, believe none of what you hear or half of what you see is the way of the new to live now, especially due to AI. This reminds me of Vince Sampella's car crash footage. It was roaming on X, first saying it was years old video, and then it became the official car crash. Was that really him? Or was that, see, I don't know. I'm asking, right? Was that the actual car crash? Who knows? The gods gave us pony, let us let us take it home so we can get wasted at a huge party. It's so ridiculous to me that I told my son the other day, I said, if you go outside and just go in a crowded area, stand there and look up at the sky and just every once in a while point at the sky, right? And how many people would come over and what are you looking at? Oh, wow, do you see that? You see it? You see it? Like, it's so bizarre. Ron Slusher says, I've finally played Mind's Eye, and it lives up to the hype. Oh, does it? So it's really that bad, huh, Ron? It's really that bad? So, yeah, AI slop. Again, that picture, that video is not AI slop. But do you see how gullible people are? Do you see how a news outlet just reporting that that's a meteor because someone said it's something and he knows it's not a meteor. He knows it's not a crash. That's not the rock that was in there. He's making it up all in his head. Aku says we have so many low IQ idiots in the world who will see something and believe it is also true. It's being posted on the internet. It's already happening with MSM and other things. How many times did we see the news report of a war taking place, when it's footage from the actual like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Arma, right? And they're saying it's real life footage of a people attacking and stuff. It's like, bro, have you heard about the Vega line experiment where a bunch of people were waiting in line for nothing? Yes. No, this literally just happened recently. So somebody, I forget where I heard this. It was like on a podcast or something. Somebody left a train and knew that the end of the platform was this way. They got out of the train, and they were the first one to get out of the train, and they went left. And everyone got out of the train. Now, mind you, this is a train station that everyone knows that there's nothing left. The platform ends on the left, okay? You have to go right. Guy got out of the thing first. He did this on purpose. Got out first, went left, and a mass amount of people started going left. Also, they could hit the end of the platform and have to turn around and then go back right. People are sheep, man. Most people don't know their ass from their elbow. At first, I said it was also an old video, and then they said it was it's the official video. So who knows? The car crash video could be AI, for what we know. I said the video was a little weird because of where it was and where it happened, if it was real. If you're in a crowd of people and just start running, everyone will run too. Yeah. Yeah. Not this guy. Not this guy. I'll try to find on multiple sources that say the same thing. They can only find it from one source. I think that's sus. All right, the next thing we're going to watch here, or not watch, we are going to watch something, but next thing we're going to talk about is Hytale, right? Hytale, we've been talking about Hytale for a few years, lots of years. on multiple channels here. Then mid last year, Riot Games shut it down. Then a couple of months later in October, it got bought by the original guy who sold it to Riot. And now they're making the game again, right? Which is coming out, I think, next week or 2 weeks from now in open beta or early access. They're not selling it on Steam. It's only through their own site. And so this is an article by them. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. It's a damn miracle. We were also able to salvage Hytale, original co-founder, and a new owner, Simon Collins, says that after years of development at Riot, it was barely playable. What were they doing? Right? Collins, who acquired Hytale from Riot in November of 2025, says he's angry about all the time wasted, but the team is turning things around in a hurry. Here's the thing before I even read the article. Here's the thing I want to kind of change, right? Because remember, they had a game. Mr. Collins here had a game that was done and then sold it to Riot. Riot then decided they wanted to change the engine and change a whole bunch of stuff, and then they did nothing with the game for 4 years. But now Collins is coming back out and saying that he's angry because they wasted time. They didn't do anything with it. But it's nice to be Collins to have the fans that were big fans of Hytale to have a one enemy to hate altogether, right? So if you're a Hytale fan and you're Mr. Collins and you want to build up some hype for your game, you got to pick a bad guy. The bad guy is Riot. Riot wasted your time, wasted their time. They didn't do anything with the actual game, right? So that automatically gets people on Hytale and Collins' side going, oh, I can't believe Riot, the big AAA studio that does things, just wasted the time and ruined this game. But I'm here to save it for you, right? So when you purchase through links of our site, we may earn affiliate commission. Okay. It says, that's not part of it. That's part of the PC gaming. So don't click that link. Okay. It says, I was happy at the ending for Hytale fans for at least a happy new beginning for the original co-founder of Simon Collins, acquired the game from Riot on November 2025. Okay. The set about getting ready for the launch, but there's also other emotions in play as well. In an X post earlier this week, Collins said that he feels anger about all this time that it was wasted following Hypixel's initial acquisition by Riot, and that the miracle of the new development team has been able to turn it around. Okay? The good versus the bad, right? The game has an insane potential, but 4 years of engineering went into rebuilding the engine rather than gameplay features, Collins wrote. He says this leaves us with 4-year gap that a lot of catching up to do, and the rebuild engine of never going to be used. When we don't invest in gameplay, you just lose time. You lose momentum, iterations, and also player feedback. Now the focus has to be on gameplay first, rebuilding trust, and actually shipping things at a rapid pace. Hytale has barely been playable when it also assumed control. Collins said that it was all the game's basic systems were broken: camera movement, combat, crafting, building, game loop, sounds, rendering, everything. Everything was wrong. Now, hold on a second. This game was supposed to come out in 2021. You sold it to them in 2020. Was barely playable when he resumed control. Even with the old engine. He says, quote, it should have taken years to fix, but within weeks, we got the game into a playable, fun state, and now, instead of slowing down to celebrating a release, we have to keep pushing for years to make up the last for time that was lost. And from that comes the feeling of anger, but also focused execution. I'm committing more money, more time, and personal sacrifice to deliver the game this vision deserves. I'll be honest. I don't care about any of this. Right? Him saying that he's committed more money, more time, and personal sacrifice to deliver the game in the vision it deserves. This is the part of make a game. Make a game. Right? Nobody cares on how much money you're doing, how much time you're doing. We get it. Things are things, right? I'm running a YouTube channel. Thousands of other people, millions of other people are running a YouTube channel. You don't know what it takes to go behind, but you also don't care. You don't care. Okay? This doesn't give me hope or less hope, or I don't care what you've done. All I want is make a game, sell a game. Simon says, people ask me how I feel about getting Hytale back and getting closer to release. Honestly, the transparency answer is anger. The game has insane potential. For 4 years, engineering went up in rebuilding the engine rather than gameplay features. That leaves us with 4-year gap that a lot of catching up to do. And the rebuild engine is never going to be used. Okay, when you don't invest in gameplay, we already read this part, it's also a damn miracle that we're also able to salvage Hytale. It was barely playable, and all basics were broken. Okay, it should also have taken years to fix, but within weeks... Right? Again, that just shows that he's saying that this should have taken years, but we're so good and we're so committed that we really want the support. And I get it. I totally get it. Right? And I understand I'm skewed. Okay, but they got to make the bad guy to make them look like they're the good guy. I'm not saying Simon here is a bad guy in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that because he's invested all the money, right? His words, not mine, right? Because he's committed and he's put more money and more time and more personal sacrifice in this to sell a game, even though he's the one that sold the game originally and made a lot of money off of it. He's the one saying that, you know, hey, we're doing this for you. No, you're doing this for you. And if we like it, then we buy it. Okay? It says it should have taken years to fix, but also weeks, but it's also the game into playable fun state. Now it's instead of slowing down, we're celebrating the release. We have to keep pushing for years to make up for the time that was lost. So yes, I feel anger. And I'm turning it into a focus to execute. I'm committing more money, more time, and more personal things. Okay? He was pretty consistently undersold. Hytale is an immediate post-Riot state, essentially warning eager followers not to get their expectations in for initial release too high. In November of 2025, for instance, he released 16 minutes of raw and broken gameplay footage, and PC Gamer's Harvey Randall judged considerably less harshly. Shortly thereafter, Collins confirmed that Hytale would launch into early access at $20. Okay, aggressively low price. He felt it appropriate because of the game. And in his estimation, just isn't very good in its current state. My team and I will also push hard to make it good, then great, he said at the time. The vision is also clear, and progress is fast. Again, the part of me, this game, before he sold it, was supposed to come out in 2021. Right? And I'm going to keep beating this drum. They had this game done, complete, up to a certain point, and it was supposed to launch in 2021, but then Riot Games came in and purchased this game and then sat on it for 4 years. Okay? Now Colin is going back to 2020 state of what the game was. But if it was almost done in 2020 for 2021 and then Riot changed the game mechanics and all the stuff, why is it going to take so long to make this work again from what the original state was before we sold it to Riot if they went back to the original state? The approach appears to be working well. The team is sticking with it. And when asked on how developers turning around Hytale around so quickly, Collins replied, no meetings, trust the team, push the main, and pray. Solid vision, no prototypes, cutting some corners. We'll pay some tech debt later. Lower expectations mean we don't need to make 5 prototypes for a single feature to try to reach perfection. We make all features version 1 and then make it good later. I don't like the sound of that at all. Even though you're paying for early access, here's how it can go wrong real fast. And hopefully it doesn't do this, right? Hopefully it doesn't go this route. If it's just the $20, right? If it's just the $20, if it's just like the $4 back when Minecraft was, cool. But if they put microtransactions in this game before this game launches, if they do what Star Citizen does, where they're just constantly asking for money over the next period of time, then this goes bad. Okay? If they're asking for $20 up front and 1,000 people buy it, 10 million people buy it, whatever, then cool. Okay? But if they ask for money and a store comes in for microtransactions before this game releases, then this is all full of shit in my opinion. Okay? Hytale is set to launch in early access in January 13th, which is clearly marked at Hytale store page. It's also just forgotten that it initially said that a release date hadn't been announced. Sorry about that. Note that it's also the store page is currently on the way, currently the only way to get Hytale. Hypixel sale in December 2025 that the game will not be released on Steam when it launches into early access. Okay. Also, not going to be on Steam because they don't want to overwhelm themselves. It just seems a little weird to me. And again, I'm a big fan of this game. I want to try this game, but I'm a little skeptic of the business model here, because in my head, from what they've said in the past, is that this game was done before it was sold to Riot Games. But then Riot changed up things and then changed it completely for 4 years and did nothing, according to him again. Okay, and now they're going back to fix all the stuff. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our videos. Thanks for watching. Ryan is a goddamn hero. Riot as company, I'm glad that he is able to get it back. Mr. Z says, he said when he got the game back, everything was broken. Did Riot change/break things down to get it to a new engine? So the old engine was now broken as well. It doesn't really make sense, Z, because if they had all the old stuff, and he said this in another interview, right, that the game was done, then they sold it. He still has all the old stuff, right? And he says we're going back to what it was. So it means they're getting rid of all of this stuff. Meaning if they got rid of all this stuff and they could fix it super fast because of the old thing, that means they still had the old thing there. They're just kind of burnt toast, and they're scraping off the burnt part to get back to regular toast. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if Riot broke their coding or if they just added different, because they're like, oh, we don't want to use this code. We don't want to use this stuff. We're going to make our own stuff on top of it. Because they're not using the new engine. They're using the old engine. Just Enough says microtransactions before launch almost guaranteed. If people don't keep a good log or version history, you can't just go back to the old version. He literally said in a different interview that they're going back to the old version. He spent 4 years trying to do the game, do a new game, and then decided just to get Hytale back, in my opinion. He spent 4 years trying to do a new game, and then decided just to get Hytale back, in my opinion. Well, I think he sold it to Riot to make a lot of money, which he did. And now he's taking that money going back to Hytale because maybe he went to work on a different game. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to do this. I want to go back to Hytale. Hytale was much better. I don't know. I feel like you can have a really good hit on your hands here if done well. But something in my gut, okay, something in my gut tells me that $20, you're going to like the game. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. But down the road, I feel like they're just going to kind of let it go. Or they're going to over monetize it like Boundless did. Eclipse says, I watched that new PvP video they had. It looks very cool. Like I wanted the Minecraft, very action-oriented. Right. Well, here, we got another video we're going to watch. It says, Hytale mod gameplay looks nuts. Okay. This is by Chewybeck Corner. Okay, so let's watch this.
Week away from Hytale, so it's time to have a catch-up as new creative and modding gameplay has just been revealed, a huge blog post with model making tutorials just released, and details that used to be really unclear are now starting to be defined once and for all. For example, Linux and Mac OS support is now officially confirmed for launch, so if you were holding off until that news, you can get excited now. With
I'm going to back up for a second here. And listen to him again.
Time to have a catch-up as new creative and modding gameplay has just been revealed.
So modding gameplay has been revealed.
A huge blog post with model making tutorials just
they're putting out for modders to make the stuff before the game even comes out.
And details that used to be really unclear are now starting to be defined once and for all. For example, Linux and Mac OS support is now officially confirmed for launch, so if you were holding off until that news, you can get excited now. With Linux, they do say it is still experimental and there could be issues, but it will be a priority for them to expand and support in future. Simon then posted a video stating the following showcases a server-side Hytale mod created by a Hytale team member in their spare time. It's intended purely as inspiration.
I mean, there's spare time. You're not paying these people to make stuff?
For how different genres could be realized within Hytale. The gameplay shown here represents only a small subset of our modding capabilities.
Oh boy. Are we now selling this game as a Fortnite competitor where you can create different games within the game itself?
And was used to build a simple survival-like experience. They also specify that this mod is not planned for release as part of the game. In the video, we see a player spinning around, attempting to kill enemies with a top-down angle. It kind of reminds me of roguelikes, or even the Black Ops 1.
So they made Vampire Survivor within the game itself. I don't know how I feel about stuff like this. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about stuff like this, right? Because now you've spent so much time making this game, right? And again, this is a person that works for them. It did it in his spare time. It did this, okay? You now have a game that you worked on for 6 years, got it to its point, then sold it off to Riot, and then Riot was going to make the game. Then they abandoned the game, and you bought it back, and now you're experimenting with things inside the game that's not part of the game. Which means that you really don't know what your game you want to do. You're kind of trying to do everything. Which is like a mind's eye. Which is like what Fortnite, what Battlefield, and all these other games are trying to do now.
Arcade mode that you could unlock as an Easter egg. The player is attacking a huge horde here, very satisfying gameplay to be honest, and it's great here to see this many entities on screen at once without any lag it seems. The gameplay also slows down too as the player unlocks and chooses an upgrade, showing that time dilation is technically possible, slowing down and speeding things up in your world. Imagine this combined with like a replay mod for example, it could make YouTube videos so good. The player chooses here between increasing fire rate, pickup range, and having extra projectiles, all fairly standard power-ups for this genre. We even see a chain bonus upgrade later on. The player's main opponent here is the giant skeleton, but of course there's lots of smaller ones and an even bigger brutish version, maybe a more armored skeleton that I don't believe we've ever seen before. Either way, it's just a great example of what you can whip together in your spare time with custom UI.
Yeah, I love it. Like, in my spare time. Yeah, you just make it a game. In your spare time if you want to make this.
In all of the different assets. One part of this particularly that did interest me though is in the corner. The Survivor Arena is the title here and it is labeled as a fragment of Orbis. Now this could just be an entirely placeholder thing as they're using the fragment of Orbis system to instance this mod or minigame maybe, but it is interesting, showing that the time until the portal closes is 10 minutes and counting down. You can of course leave of your own accord with a /leave command, and we do see some strange orange portals, so maybe that's what this is referring to.
I love how people like himself can piece all these things together and like see this.
But again, as the team stated, this isn't officially part of the game, so maybe we will see a different layout for real fragments of Orbis, still potentially utilizing this time limit of some kind. The Dexerto account posted about Hytale's recent developments, with a few accounts memeing on the situation. One
Salvage. Within weeks, playable state. Hypixel founder said it's a miracle that we're able to salvage Hytale.
User replied, I honestly believe that Hytale isn't going to be the disaster that people think it is. It's not going to be pretty on release. Simon, the lead director, said as much, but Hytale isn't under the same leadership that put it in development hell.
I agree with this. I'm not saying that Simon's here to... I don't know if it's a scam. Right? This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's a scam as of right now. In January, when the game comes out, you pay $20 and they're developing it and what they're doing. I don't believe it's a scam. But it could quickly turn into that. It could quickly turn into, we're putting this in. We know where we're going. They're working on other game modes. We're putting a microtransaction store inside the stuff to support the game. Because at that point, then you're not making the game anymore. You're just reclaiming money.
Things will be different going forward. With Simon then following up by commenting on this, quote, "True, it will be an early access, no doubt or delusion about it. Still, the haters are funny. They don't understand Hypixel's history at all, and neither do they know me. I built Hypixel from nothing, from the ground up, and pushed myself and the team to where we are today. Now running 2 studios with over 140 talented people producing tons of content, and we saved Hytale. Along the way, I've encountered a lot of criticism and doubters. It means we're doing things right. Now we have a history of 40+ million unique users. I have already made several times my money over the past few years, and I am financially free to do what I want. Work on Hytale. I will fund Hytale for decades to come, and I have a fantastic team that can deliver the big dream vision."
Now, I love what he just said here, but here's the part that I have an issue with, right? He says, "I've already made several times my money over in the past few years," and you can make the money. I'm not mad at that, right? "I'm financially free to do what I want, right? Work on Hytale. I will fund Hytale for decades to come, and I have a fantastic team that can deliver big dream vision." If you have the funds to fund Hytale for decades to come, then why are you charging the $20 for early access for your game that's not complete? Why do you need that influx of money? Now, obviously, as a business person, I get it. You want to get your money up front, whatever, but make a game, sell a game. At this point, you're asking for people to give you money off promises that are in the game, and yet the problem with this is, and I've been following Hypixel and Hytale for many years. You can go back on my Twitter page and look at how many years I've been following them. Okay, if they were doing this, then why do you need the $20 up front? Just fund the game, make a game, sell the game, make the game, put the budget in the game, make the game, complete the game, invite people to it, but you're charging. Again, I don't think it's a scam as of right now, as of January 5th of 2026. But if the game comes out and there's more money past the $20 to get into the early access, I'm going to have to press X for doubt.
I will let time prove me right, as always. Just need some time to fix it up and do great things with the community along the way. He continues, "The whole block game genre needs better games and modding opportunities. I am no longer enjoying my time in the genre after 15 years. It's time to shake things up and stop being afraid of failures as many have in the block game genre. This genre seems cursed and everyone is avoiding it. It's a highly complex game genre that requires a deep understanding. It can only be created by people within the community. Hiring within the community. I am highly competitive and have been the #1 MC server for more than a decade, with over 80% of Java players who have joined at some point. I'm not a random newcomer with no background coming in to make another block game. I have been doing this for many years. I surround myself with the best within the block genre community and consult, hire, and listen. That's PvPers, builders, artists, everyone." Honestly, a very bold statement from Simon. He's made quite a few of these, but I think this is very impactful and condenses a lot of his thoughts and feelings over the last few months into a raw, honest, and cohesive paragraph. He acknowledges their origins in Minecraft and in the block game genre way more than the old team entity did. It's clear that this has always been a passion of theirs, coming from the block game community and making their own game in that same genre. I mean, you're bound to want to iterate and create the very best product that you can. There's been so many failed attempts over the years, and I've made entire video essays talking about this, why people have stayed in Minecraft and never really chose to challenge it, why Hytale is hoping to
Why? Well, in that statement, why leave Minecraft to go play another game like Minecraft? You know what I mean? Why go play another game like Minecraft if this is exactly like Minecraft? This has to, it can look like Minecraft, but it can't be Minecraft.
Differentiate by being created by the core pillars of the Minecraft community, or at least a lot of them.
I like Boundless because Boundless, the way you could create much more complicated creations and look much cooler. You could cut blocks in half, which is a mod in Minecraft and stuff that you can do. But inside of Boundless, they did something different before the mods and stuff came out. This is like a completely different thing. And again, I'm not shitting on this game in any way, shape, or form. I'm reluctant, even though I'll probably pay the $20 because I want to see it after 6 years. But again, if they start charging for stuff afterwards, that's when I'm like, I'm out. Right?
In terms of the biggest server network, a bunch of the biggest modders in Minecraft, which I'm sure will hop over to Hytale to at least give it a try, and of course a very nice chunk of players. Now,
See what he just said? Hold on.
at least a lot of them. In terms of the biggest server network, a bunch of the biggest modders in Minecraft, which I'm sure will hop over to Hytale to at least give it a try, and of course a very nice chunk of players. Now, I'm not saying that Hytale is going to steal Minecraft's player base, but it's clear that a lot.
Well, they could. They could, because if this is like Minecraft, but not, it does more than Minecraft. If you go on adventures and stuff like that, Minecraft is missing that. You have to buy mods and stuff like that. But if this game's core audience is coming from Minecraft and then moving into Hytale, where it's like Minecraft, but it's more of an adventure. It's more of what Minecraft used to be, where you used to make your own player servers and make your own like community. If this is like a sort of like that, where it's like an light MMO type of thing, then this could be different for them. You could take the audience that's growing from Minecraft and bring them over to Hytale.
A lot of people are going to hop over and give it a try. The Hytale account then tweeted, "We've just added a fun feature to our creative tools, model importing." And in this video, we see one of the team members, Propsy, as they fly up from zone 1, they select the import OBJ option, and within seconds, paste an entire 3D model of a Quebec into the game in the form of stone block.
You could do stuff like this in Minecraft, but this is, again, making it easier and better.
OBJ is the file format for 3D models or objects. From the UI, we can see that you select these OBJs from your own files, set the size that you want it to be, choose what blocks to convert it into, and then you can just paste it down using a command. Here the player is pasting in a giant OBJ of a Quebec, which may be familiar to some of you. This is actually the model that was used for a set of 3D printed Quebecs that the team handed out way back in 2020 to some community members. The player sets this one at a height of 200. The full total of blocks used is actually shown in the bottom corner here. Over 800,000 blocks were pasted in, and there was little to no lag, which is a great sign for performance again, especially with any types of maps or builds that require big edits and with lots of team members working on it all at once. They followed up showing that you can also do this with image files, with specific blocks being selected for particular colors. Looking back in the video though, there is some mobs in the distance like a tetra bird and a rabbit, which we can see, some campsite prefabs, but more importantly in this clip they showcase an updated UI. We see some new creative mode settings. Their flight mode is set to hover, you can mess with inertia, NPC direction and hit response among other things, plus some additional options for the world tools menu have appeared. We can actually see that we can play sounds. The second clip we got of this importing tool is set in an empty world, which I actually think is the first one we've ever seen. Anyways, the big thing here is the spaceship Simon pastes in. Over 2 million blocks we can see appear with, again, little to no
That's pretty crazy.
lag in an instant.
Come on,
He flies around to show off the scale of the build, and it genuinely is quite impressive. I mean, you could use this as a basis for a whole adventure map set in space. Notice we also do get to see animations for the cape as he flies here, and he even showcases how easy it is to select regions of these pasted in objects, edit and undo areas at will very quickly. Honestly, I love the selection tool and the way that you can just drag and drop to increase or decrease the size of the region. There's even a toggle to fill in the entire space with blocks, or just to create a more hollow shell like Simon does in this video. Then, as mentioned, we have another huge new blog post that introduces us to the model making elements of Hytale using their custom block bench plugin, which is now available to download. That's right, you can get that early. You can actually even open up.
See, the problem with this now, when they showed this stuff off originally 6 years ago, this was ahead of its time. But now all the other things can do exactly this as well.
The lava golem model, a pig, a pigeon, and a few other attachments like an iron sword to get you started, plus an example character and world scene has just been released to help you learn to scale your creations correctly and see if they fit well within Hytale. The main thing that they lay out with this blog post is that they want creations in Hytale to feel like they have a consistent style. They define this art style that they use as close to pixel art but with strong elements of hand painted. They actually place themselves exactly on this little spectrum here. They say that they have 4 main pillars for their Hytale art vision, which they go back to in order to...
What we want players to feel and why. Fantasy, our theme. The setting is what we want to take our place in. The rules of the universe. Stylize our visual choices, the way we paint the model, texture, animate, or stylize the choice. And flexibility, the philosophy of supporting our creators and approach to our tool.
Check that everything they make is consistent. Firstly, they ask, is it immersive and evoking? Does it fit the fantasy theme? Does it line up with the painting, model, texture, and animations of the current world? And is it flexible? Like, can it be taken by players and changed, iterated on well? All of the assets in Hytale are designed to run efficiently on older computers, prioritizing speed whilst also allowing many entities at high view distances. They clarify that these are...
If this wants to be really well accepted, they have to get it to console and PC. I mean, obviously, I know it's on PC, but they got to get it on consoles sooner rather than later.
Are only best practices that they're putting in the blog post, and of course you, the player, is ultimately in control here. The blog post continues to showcase graphics that highlight the team's aims and the guidelines around how you should approach model making. Certain geometry to avoid, they even show how to select the correct proportions for tables and character models so they don't look uncanny or mismatched from the rest of the game. They say, quote, the character bodies are far from realistic, they are small, bulky, and cartoony. This supports the cartoony, chunky style used in every other element of the game. Similar.
Z says, soon we will see if Riot was right to pull it, as it would not be a new groundbreaking enough. Perhaps. What's going on, Argus?
Blocks and furniture are toy-like and have pure and iconic shapes. Of course, they underline that no spheres are allowed, they're totally banned, and rightfully so. They don't deserve to be in this game. They continue, quote, we work as simply as possible, then slightly increase geometry and polygon count when needed to improve the silhouette. This isn't only a stylistic choice, it's also for performance reasons. In many scenes, Hytale renders several thousand blocks and voxels simultaneously, resulting in several million triangles per frame. Triangles are a major contributor to frame rate loss, by the way. To minimize impact on the graphics card, artists need to ensure models are highly optimized. And then they give us some examples. They show that Tier 1, which they use quite frequently for foliage, has very few
High Life 1 I liked a lot, Roadkill.
triangles. Tier 2 with more triangles, often used for branches or other decorative items. Tier 3 then goes even larger with blocks like chests, furniture items, and the like. And then the highest level of detail, Tier 4, which is the characters, sometimes being made up of thousands of triangles, maybe even more for a full boss, they say. More details are of course provided for any of you who are looking for pixel dimensions for textures and player characters, with a layout even of how skins will be mapped onto characters, which you can actually copy and use for your own custom looks and blocks right now. They talk a bit about how they allow limited stretching of pixels to help with some fine adjustments sometimes when it comes to animations, and they mention some good brushes to use to paint your textures, as well as some texturing techniques, specifically using a cake as an example. Overall, it's a very detailed blog post to anyone interested in asset creation and for anyone expecting to play with mods. We got images, of course, of some new furniture and doors along with this blog post. We see the tree singers, which are an older stage of Quebecs, which were quite new to us, and we weren't sure whether...
My whole thing is I really like the style of it. I really like the voxel type of games. Right? Minecraft's one of my favorite games of all time. Okay? But I'm a little skeptic of the business model here. Just because it's nothing that Hytale's doing specifically. It's the industry that's skewed me in this way. And now when I look at stuff like this, I just can't trust it from what I'm hearing. You know what I mean?
They'd be back in the game. This hopefully confirms that they are. Honestly, all this is really good news, plus there's 2 actual tutorials linked at the bottom of this post from the art director of Hytale himself, Thomas Frick, which combined reach over an hour long as he explains how to create, concept, and model a lava golem mob. So again, I definitely recommend checking them out in your own time. Then over the last month, there's also been a bit of commotion regarding zone names. Zones are the areas that the game world is broken down into. Think biomes, but a little bit more complex. Originally, we were presented with Zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. We were also teased at Zone 5 and 6, but realistically, the first 4 were the ones we were expecting for release. Since the 2018 trailer, they actually adopted names such as the Emerald Grove, Howling Sands, Borea, and Devastated Lands from official concept art, blog posts, and developer interviews. You'll have even heard me mention and refer to them by those names many.
It's if I played Enshrouded or if I play this, it's the starting the game and learning the game and exploring is the most exciting part of the game, right?
times over the years. But according to Simon, these were never truly defined, and also with how big the game got, the names don't now truly describe their regions accurately anymore, which presented an opportunity for them to change, or well, be officially defined. Quote, zones are being reviewed this week for several reasons. The team successfully got Infinite Worlds working properly with World Gen V1 just a few days ago. We need to complete a tuning/configuration pass, and we should be ready to launch with it. I tested today and spent a few hours just flying around and having fun finding happy little accidents. This changes a lot. Every playthrough is going to be vastly different, so we want to make sure gameplay-wise it's still balanced and that we don't have issues where some zones near spawn are too small. Right now, the tech can verify that Zone 1 is large enough to spawn the player, but we want to make sure that Zone 2, 3, and 4 are okay as well. Maybe it's fine if sometimes they are small, as the world is infinite, so you could still travel to see other bigger versions of zones anyway. So I guess just to be clear going forward, this is how it's laid out now. We have a group of biomes, for example like grasslands, forests, flower fields. They would...
He says $20 to play with the basics. Is there a paid sub to get modding/creation tools that are also complete? You know, the building out the tools is also spent their time one. I think the $20 gets you access to all of this stuff.
all be part of like a grove region, along with the Riverlands region and maybe a mountain region. These three regions, though, would then all make up the overall Earth
I mean, we
zone.
put in
Hopefully
like 60, 70 hours into Pal World.
Sense, and all of those examples were made up by me. I'm just trying to give a sense of what the hierarchy is. So in regards to new names, Zone 1 is called the
No, this is Hytale, Argus. This is Hytale.
Emerald Wilds, no longer the Emerald Grove, with 3 regions. It's going to have 3 regions, all made up of multiple biomes. Zone 2 remains the Howling Sands, with another 3 regions that we can explore. Zone 3 is now called the Whisperfrost Frontiers, and is also 3 regions. This name is the one that seemingly got the most lashback from the community. Honestly, it's starting to grow on me a little bit after a couple of weeks of just sort of mentioning it between friends, but who knows, maybe they can still revise this. Then we've got Zone 4, also remaining the Devastated Lands, with only 2 regions for now, but maybe that will expand as updates continue. Simon says, quote, regions are a bundle of biomes. We can treat them as tiers of difficulty in a way, even though right now the difficulty is somewhat not that steep between the tiers. Here's some screenshots of what actually happens in-game when you discover a new region. Notice how the zone is displayed at the top and the region is in gold text. We actually saw another one of these a few days later, which surprisingly hints at maybe another zone or some sort of other area. The edge of the echo, these Orbis echoes, these echoes from Orbis, whatever they are, I'm excited to explore it and figure it all out. One user did comment on the lighting that we've been seeing in the recent gameplay, quote, do you think that some part of the new engine can be in some way backported to the old engine in the long term, despite the different language? I'm mainly thinking about the lighting system, which looked good in the old and really good in the few screenshots we got from the new engine. Simon followed up then with this image stating that it is now fixed in time for early access. They didn't require a new
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, so the guy asked, this is their old lighting system, day and night. This is the new engine that Riot put in for day and night. Now this one is what the lighting system is, and he says
old and really good in the few screenshots we got from the new engine. Right. Simon followed up then with this image stating that it is now fixed in time for early access.
And he keeps saying that a lot of the stuff is fixed just in time for early access, which again makes me feel that you've already had these things completed well before any of this, because the game was supposed to be done and out in 2021 before Riot purchased them.
They didn't require a new engine to fix this.
They're making it sound like they're fixing all this stuff, but I feel like they just found it in the storage facility, and they're like just kind of dusting it off and being like, yeah, here you go. Oh, we're just amazing at what we do. We're fixing it right before alpha.
This lighting, just about 64
early access
lines of code for a temporary fix that is good enough for now. And he also says that whilst it looks impressive, the team do acknowledge there's a lot of work and rewriting to be done to make it efficient in the long term. The team also posted an image with the caption, one of our level designers created this cozy yet fortified build, showcasing quite an impressive looking base with all sorts of little details to unpack. This is honestly going to be great for builders who want to get an early start at planning. The most visually striking part here
Why would you have the? There's no drawbridge there. Is that holding up the gates?
Of course, is the roofing. There's slants at different angles, helping to create these really cool curves. There's lots of post and fence type blocks that can be used for spires and chimneys. It does get me wondering as well how precarious it will be to build structures this high, whether we'll just have some kind of scaffolding mechanic. That also leads me to think about how player physics works on these slopes. For example, would we just slide right off, or would we be able to mantle or cling on to these edges? Another nice touch here are these humongous chains. They feel very larger than life and wouldn't go amiss in a huge castle-like structure. We've seen diagonal rope in Hytale before. In fact, you can actually see it in this camp here, and used in pirate ships in a few images we got years ago, but it's nice to see that now chains function in the same way.
Oh, I see. This is the interior, not the exterior of the castle.
Major
Got it.
aspect,
Or
of
the
course,
village.
if you hadn't noticed
Got it.
already, in this is also the half-dirt slabs. We know that there's going to be sideways slabs and quite a few variations of slabs in the game, but just seeing it in terms of in the actual environment and around a build, it looks so cool, makes the paths probably tons easier to walk up as well, rather than jumping up every block. Zooming in, we also see some troughs and wooden bars for horses. I'm sure they have a proper name. There's wheelbarrows, there's workbenches, a campfire, and even a chopping wood block with a number of split logs on the floor. All around, grade A image, love it. The next one we get, however, is a bit different. It's a beautifully composed Christmas setting with a large Christmas tree adorned with decorations and a large ice star. We get a little cameo from Rudolph on the roof here, and we also see a little Christmas market area below a clock tower. Here there's Quebecs all around, a variant of which we haven't seen in a while with a little Christmas hat, another one in the back here working on a market stall and trading with a player, plus a Trork in the back here with absolutely no customers, as is quite right, they don't deserve to be in the game. We also see the return of this cute Quebec plushie. I honestly need to get one of these in real life. We actually see a couple of them here, along with a snowman in the corner. Plus a bunch more Christmas themed decorations like presents, there's some stockings, hanging colored lights, and even wood bordered colored.
That'll be a mod pack you can download for Christmas time next year for $20.
Wall blocks, which
I don't know if that's true.
was really hard to say, and adds a really festive touch to the builds. One more interesting note about this image too is the statue, which I believe we've never actually seen before. Normally we see statues of Gaia, but I think this one is of an Orbis officer of some kind. These are the human warriors that we think once existed in the world. The statues that we have seen always seem to give off this ominous blue glow, so I wonder if they hold any mechanics like secret blessings, or an ability to teleport to them. The Hytale logo itself is blue, and the patterns on the lettering actually kind of like lends itself well to Gaia's theme. I'm curious if there will be some sort of connection there one day. Overall, a massively packed news day. I haven't even had time to mention that you should subscribe to help.
Now remember, this video that he's showing you right here at the end, all of this was in the game before Riot purchased them.
Me hit 100k, hopefully before Hytale, but if not, soon after its launch. Use code Quebec if you're finally convinced to buy the game when it does come out. It helps support me directly as a Hytale partner. I actually get a cut of the sales, and so that is going to be refueled directly into this channel to make the best content possible. Hytale Week is coming up as of January 13th. We'll be live every day, doing everything from mods, servers, multiplayer, single player, all of the good stuff, all boiled down into one, ending with a 24-hour live stream, which hopefully will be packed with interviews, events, and different games that we can play. I don't know, it's still all in the planning phase, but it's going to be good. Check the video on screen to watch more Hytale content. Stay safe and keep free. We are just...
All right. $40 is too cheap. It'll cost $60 and it'll include a battle pass. Look, all I'm saying is if what they're showing is everything that was going to be in the game originally, and they're charging $20, it's a one-time $20 charge, cool. But if you're charging $20 and then they need another $20 and then they need another $20 and it's 2 years later and there's microtransactions in the game, that's when I'm like, this is bad. Okay. Now I totally get there's going to be people that love this game. This is the one game they're going to play. They've been waiting for this game for a decade. They were 10 when the game was promised to them and now they're 20. Okay. I totally understand all that. Okay. I'm just speaking from a business point of view. If you say you have the money, you're going to be supporting it for decades and you don't need any money, and yet you're charging $20 for an early access and then telling people to subvert their expectations for the game, it just seems a little weird. I totally get that you want to make money from the game, but then just work on the game, and then, you know what I mean? Is the game out? Is it $20? And that's a one-time fee, and no matter what happens in the game afterwards, your early adopters come in at $20, and that's it. And then when it launches, it'll be a bigger price. Cool. But if you keep, and again, they haven't done this yet. I'm just saying, if they do, it's going to look really bad, right? But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Argus says, where was Argus? Just got back into Arc Raiders. I was playing a pile of games most of my 2 weeks off whenever I had time to play games. Just got back Destiny 2. Just got back into Arc Raiders last night. I played a couple times last week, but real short, one or two matches. That was it. Just Enough says, yes, opening a fresh world in Minecraft is a unique feeling. Yeah, it's like that for Shrouded. It's like that for Valheim. It's like that for a lot of those types of games. I haven't played in Shrouded, but any game like that. You know what I mean? Had to grind the hell out of the Star Wars stuff. Got Omega God roll. Builds almost everything so far, then even the dungeon stuff. And I have 20 unlocks for the lightsaber. For what game is that, Argus? Oh, you're talking about the Destiny stuff? Is that what you're talking about? The Star Wars stuff? I finally got the highest power level that you can get in the game. It took a while. $4 too cheap. It'll probably have a mod store. I guess. I just feel it feels dirty if it does that. Because originally when the game first got announced, it was all going to be included type of stuff. I don't know. I know I'm completely skewed when it comes to certain things. All right, let me see what's going on Twitter right now. Notification. Yeah, the new blog post 1 hour ago from Hytale. How do I feel about mod stores in general? If a game is out and you charge full price for your game and then you have mod support and stuff like that, cool. If you're in early access and you're nickel and diming people for certain things, just sell the game. Like, just sell the game. That's my thing, right? I'm okay if you want to like put stuff in like Starfield or Fallout or Skyrim or any other game that does mod stores. Like Minecraft's got mod stores. I'm okay with mod shops and where you can purchase stuff. Right? Those games are launched. Those games are out. Right? If this is an early access, right? Star Citizen, if it was out and wasn't in early access still, I would have no problem with what they're doing. I have a problem with Star Citizen because it's in early access for 12 years, 13 years, and it's not out yet. But yet they still charge like it's a game that's out. That's my issue. Right? So the future of the world generation. V1 was developed from 2016 to 2020 to serve as a prototype to understand the generation needs to produce the playable results in exploration mode. But we eventually ended up hitting the barriers and we tried to create more zones and more complex biomes. And version 2 has been in development since 2021 to address barriers in previous phase enabled us to achieve the global design goals in version 2. We completely replaced version 1 once we were ready, and we'll also generate what we support going forward. Now, again, they sold the company before 2021. Hytale will launch the exploration mode in version 1 because it already has many biomes and content ready to go. We are now in process of creating Orbis, a version 2. Once completed, version 2 will become a primary world generator, and you will enter the new world of Orbis. Version 1 will eventually stop generating chunks, but your old version 1 worlds will also still be accessible. In the meantime, players will be able to see a experience of version 2 content under construction by visiting fragments of Orbis in the gateway exploration mode. And then once we're ready to begin testing, we'll pre-release build for World Orbs. Let's see. Flyover showing erosion effects of transition between the river and the forest biomes. Okay. They're just showing some footage here. Code mods with version 2.0 APIs. Word generation program can implement mods that automatically work with the node editor and plug into your vanilla modded features. Anyone can create content and modify world gen without knowing how to code, as version 2 can also be edited directly in the node editor. Creators can also get started with just a few tutorials and some of the practice. We believe we'll also see creators discover new technologies and tricks and create content that we even think of, further expanding on what we can be done with world gen. Our visual node editor and creators can also build advanced procedurally content and configuring linking simple nodes when editing the world gen and the live reloads in the game. Let me see this for a second. You never played Destiny 1, Eclipse? So you're changing stuff with just the node system. Like, they do so many updates in this game. This is why I just don't get it. Like, they do so many. There's games that are fully out that don't show you this much transparency. But remember, this game was closed. But you can go here and show and see all the stuff that they're working on. Like they've been working on it for years. Because it's been done. It's crazy. Yeah, your first time? It's good. It's a good game. It really is. I asked Sarge if he would play it, and he's like, I don't know, would it work? That's my question for you guys. If I haven't played Destiny 1 since the original 360, can I play Destiny 1 on my new, on the newer Xbox? Right, Altern. You see what I'm saying? So many things shown, yet the game is never released until now. And they say it's incomplete. But they also say they're working on things super fast. Yes, it does? Okay. Rumor, Halo 2 and 3 remakes are planned for Unreal Engine 5. Of course they are. But they have to see how Halo 1 makes money first. Red Dead Redemption 2 player have discovered a long hidden mystery. Oh, yeah? What's that? I know Kylo said something earlier. New mystery triggered. A spider myth? For God's sakes. Okay. I'll read that tomorrow. Am I going to be playing 1D1 on stream? I don't know. If me and Sarge decide, it might be on like a Wednesday shooting the shit with Sarge, just go back and, reminisce and whatnot. All right, let's see. What time is it? 12 o'clock. High Guard. That's coming out soon, right? End of this month. They're recovering code. This is why they're also working on it so fast. Perhaps. Maybe that's why they're doing it so fast. Either that or they're the best designers ever created. Didn't expect the tower to have like 10 guys in it. Yes, I go back to D1. It works. Go back now and again to play it. All right. Well, then maybe Sarge. I don't know if we're going to play this week or not, but we might go back 1 week and play D1. I don't think I'm going to go back and play it like from beginning to end. We might just jump in, do some like strikes or whatever. Right? Like it'll remember my character. Or do I have to start over? I guess that's the question I need to ask. Because if I got to start over, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can't play any Rise of Iron, though. Why is that? Why can't you play the Rise of Iron? What did Rise of Iron do? What did they do? They take it out of the game? You got the 360 disc? Of course I do. Of course I do. Rise of Iron was the next gen only, unless you bought it. Yeah, I have Destiny on 360 and I have Destiny on Xbox One. I have all of Destiny 1. So as long as I have, because Krabby, you're about to ruin it for me. If I go back to play Destiny 1, I want to play Destiny 1 because I have the entire thing. All right. All right. Because if they took something away from me that I actually bought, then I'm fucking done. All right. That's going to do it for me today. No, you're good? All right. We're going to end the show today. You guys can listen to the new, it's called Testify to Real Games, a song I created for Expedition 33. It's a fun little gospel song. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are. We'll be back tonight for some video games over on 30 and Still Gaming. We'll be back for the daily grind tomorrow morning. We're back to our regular scheduled program. Appreciate it very much. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
We won't compromise. Hallelujah. Real games never die.
We paid your price. You played your lies. Hundreds of millions just to catch our eyes. Every AAA, another hollow show. You build your towers, we burn them slow. Then clear obscure came with nothing to prove. 10 million fresh blood, a whole new groove. No stars, no gimmicks, just hard and fight. And suddenly opened up our eyes. Glory to the players, we won't compromise. Hallelujah. Real games never die. We're done with your greed, done with your hype. You lost our trust, we took back our lives. ours, and we want more.
Hallelujah, we testify. Expedition 33 opened up our eyes. Glory to the players, we won't compromise. Hallelujah, real games never die.
You told us, pay full price or fall behind. We chased your trailers, your shiny design. But Claire and the crew, they took the risk and gave us a world that finally feels bliss. We've had enough